Good morning, men. Go your own way. Go your own way. Let me see how my sound check is. Good morning, men. Go your own way. Go your own way. Sounds good. Actually, sounds really good. So today's Sunday in America. Sunday in everywhere, but Sunday in America symbolizes something that happens once it symbolizes sports in America, on Sunday, NFL football. And what I wanted to talk about today was estrogenic symbols within football, within sports, can't we just, what I was thinking is, man, can't we just get one thing that men have without being saturated with estrogenic symbols and depleting masculinity? We need one masculine thing that men can do. Can you go to the gym without it? No. Can you ride down the street and not see it? No. Can you turn on the TV and not see it? No, nothing. The very most masculine thing in America is probably American football. And then I turn on, let me just show you what I'm talking about. And this is going to be short because I'm going to watch football today. Yes, go your own way, man. Go your own way. And all your symptoms are forgiven. Yeah, they are really. So let me go to a screenshot. We'll get infinity screen. And this is what I'm talking about here. Let me see if I can get that screenshot. Yeah, okay, you see it. There's Browns Access, preview to the Browns game today. And there's Dustin's popular radio host shows. And there's Bernie Kosar, probably the most prolific quarterback ever. And there it is. Let me show you this right here. Let me get my handy dandy pencil right there. What is that right there? That pink tie. The pink tie, the symbolism. I'm going to shade this out, and we're not going to do this no more. And then there we go. We'll put a black tie on him because I'm just sick of seeing it. It's what I call estrogenic symbolism. And let's go back and let's stop sharing that before I get a there we go. We'll come back to the page, and there I am. Hello, Arv. Again, too, this is going to be a short podcast, and I wanted to talk about estrogenic symbols and estrogenic things, and that just symbolize femininity in our culture. I mean, from wooden sculptures way back in before men could write on pieces of paper and everything, to football today, to everything we do. It's just saturated with the estrogen. Everything I look at, yeah, Double J's right. We pay homage, we pay tribute, and that's one of the things in MGTOW that I see that. We pay homage to them. We put them on pedestals. Everything we do. There is nothing left in this society that has not been slightly effeminated. And American football is a great example. And I know all around the world you have Australian football, you have English football, which is soccer, and they all do these things. They all have these days, and it doesn't seem before long. We didn't see this up to now. There was a quarter, 4 games that went on before. And none of it, I didn't see none of it. But today I look up and there it is, the symbol of the the split V on his chest. One of the most prolific football players ever, wearing the symbol of the split V on his chest. And he's like, I'm here to represent. And Dustin, you notice the other one, Dustin, he didn't wear a pink tie. There was nothing pink in his presentation. And he was like looking like, do we have to do this? Do we really have to do this? Is this one of these things that we have to do? We have to submit our masculinity to some estrogenic symbol of pain and suffering, pretty much, because it's breast cancer awareness, and knowing that the stats of testicular cancer kills more men a year then in the whole hypocrisy of that whole thing, and the money that's given, I think that's 18 so far, like $18 billion a year or something go for that, but $4.5 billion or $2.2 billion actually go for men's cancer and men's concerns and everything. So you're sitting in a very masculine area of men, healthy men, that just want to celebrate their masculinity for one day, 16 times a year, one day, one Sunday, 16 times a year. And then it's invaded with this pink and then I look at the commercials, and then I know the NFL is trying to reach out for female fans, you know, like football is for females too, and all that stuff and everything, forgetting about their existing fans. And I know what most MGTOWs are going to say about this, because I've been dealing this for years. They're saying, well, we just won't buy tickets and we won't go to the games. And that's defeatism. You don't buy tickets, you don't go to the game, you don't speak up, and guess what? You're defeated. I mean, we look at Germany, and we can look at World War II, and yeah, defeatism ran rampant because no one spoke up, for their neighbors and everything. But yeah, this is how it starts. It starts with defeatism. And then no one says, hey, is this really a place to do that? Can we just, hey, if you put a little ad in one of those runners that we would like to donate to these good deed cancer societies and all this, and we made it fair and even and all that, I think you would have more likely of a chance that most men that hang around the NFL would just click on that and insert $5. But we make it this outward symbol of femininity and estrogenity. And I look at the social media that's attached to this, and we're all sick of this social media. And I swear to God, I seen the new football was some female up there, and she was talking about, oh, what happened in social media, and then in the Browns games, and in this, and they were talking about it lightly, so sort of effeminately, and this is what the girls want to see, and the girls want to see the guys wearing their pink shoes and their pink ties, and there's no place left there. Can you think of an actual place where men go to be, and celebrate their masculinity without it being slightly or just permeated with a little bit of, they're just drizzling a little femininity over it, because it has to be, because you just can't have a whole day, one day on 1 week, 16 times a year, that men do a masculine thing. No, can't have that. They can't have that. And we look into the social networks and social structures, and we wonder why men are angry. Wonder why men are just so fervently against all this stuff. And you can't leave us alone for one day. Just one day. That's all we're asking for, is one day. And we can't even have that. We can't have male gyms. We can't have male meeting places. We can't have male sports. And incidentally, this is the day, and most people won't know about this. This is the day where Sarah Thomas, the first female referee, had the oblivious call during the Browns game where the ball was fumbled and Joe Thomas came up with it, and he's standing there with the ball. Sarah Thomas is looking the other way, and she's pointing Ravens ball, oblivious to what's going on around her, because she's never played football. She never know. Just Joe Thomas, probably destined for the Hall of Fame, standing there with the football going, I got the football. She was like, nope. And no one even questioned it. No one even questioned it because of gynocentrism, because well, she said it, and we can't argue with her, or else we'll look like we're bigots, and we'll look like we're gender haters and everything. You can't even question a call like that. But that was a celebrated victory where pink was flying all around the stadium, and and the guys were in pink shoes, and Sarah Thomas was the first, second, I think, second female referee, and she made just such a horrible call. And we talk about a meritocracy. Meritocracy is you build a it's merit. You get the job because of merit. And merit in football would be in any sport. You know, if you're a soccer player, if you're a football player, if you're basketball, merit in that sport would be involving yourself and saturating yourself in that game, so you know absolutely everything about that game. And you played men's basketball. You were around all the teams. You were in the locker rooms. You know how these guys think, and then you can come out there and be the representative for the referees and a meritocracy. We do things like this that are anti-meritocracy, which is just hypocritical to me. It's just all hypocritical to me. And then just because of some social message that you have to display. And that goes back to the public recantations that I talk about. You have to display this femininity somewhere on you. It would be like me coming out with a pink MGTOW cross there. It's like, go your own way, man. Go your own way. Go away from this stuff. But I would like to talk about the defeatism part of this thing too. There's a lot of guys out there that like to watch sports. There's a lot of guys that like to watch basketball. A lot of guys that like to watch baseball. And some of it's become a mute thing in MGTOW because of defeatism. Well, we just won't do that. We'll walk away from it and everything, and we're not gonna say nothing about it. Nowhere in the history of MGTOW was ever we're walking away from. Some clown made that up. What we're doing is yeah. Yeah, what we're doing is a symbol of walking away from this gender blog, dynamics fight that. So it's just, we're not going to do that. We're not walking away from our football. We're not walking away from everything masculine, which a lot of people don't realize. There is no, and it's men going their own way. Who inserted walking their way into there? Walking away from that was an idiot. He was a true, I think that was Paul Elam too. Men aren't walking away from it. We're going our own way. And that was the first comment that came up. Hey, you MGTOW, just walk your own, go start walking away from this, which is them telling me, hey, if you don't like it, you can exhibit an amount of defeatism and just walk away because you know you're going to lose. That's what they're telling us. You know you're going to lose. You're a loser. Nothing bothers me more than that. MGTOW bracelets to everybody. You want to pick? Yeah, you got a bracelet. I have a bracelet around here somewhere. You like to wear it to make fun of it. Yeah, that's what we get. With the first reaction of most MGTOWs is, oh, we'll just not buy tickets. We'll just not go. We'll just not promote that thing. And that's a real American thing when you boycott a sport and everything. But then you know what you lose? You lose the masculinity of that. You lose when they attack your masculinity and you say, well, we'll walk away from that, which is ridiculous because nowhere in MGTOW, in the MGTOW doctrines has it ever said you're walking away from it. No, you know what you do as a MGTOW? You're putting your big fat chest up and you're putting it in their face and you're going, man, shut up. Shut up. I'm doing my own thing here. Respect my space. And that's what you're supposed to be doing to me. Now, you're not supposed to be running away from anything. But the NFL now, they're going to do this thing. And rarely do I ever see a MGTOW, except for myself over there going, hey, that's not right. Why are you effeminating our masculine sports? Why can't we have one single thing once a week where we celebrate our masculinity? Why can't we have that? Because the simps and the white knights and the beggars and all those guys want to include those. If they could, they would play the sport with a woman tied around with a split V tied around her, their neck and toting along. You ever see those contests where you carry with the loggers and they're running through the mud and everything, and it's carry your spouse through the mud and everything? It's just like, oh man, is that what it's become? Is that what it's become? Hello, Alan. Hello, Swine Dog. Browns need to win one for comfortably. Yeah, the Browns need to win one comfortably today, and all the pundits have them picked to lose today. But I'm saying, yeah, that's when the Browns come out and bite you because everybody starts overlooking and everything. But man, I seen Swine Dog Bernie Kosar was wearing that pink tie this morning, and I was just like, oh Jesus. Ah, leave my masculine sport alone. Just leave us one thing in this world where it's just not where it's estrogenic symbolism is not drizzled onto it, and it makes us all feel a little less as men for this. They already started. Bernie already did it. He did it this morning. It's fine, dog. I was so like, stop it. And for the first 4 games, you see nothing. You see nothing. And I was like so happy about that because, if you don't do it, MGTOWs and MRAs and men that are offended by this will start gradually migrating towards back to the sport. And then we could talk about football here. But this defeatism that goes on, it's like, well, we'll just boycott it then. And that happens a lot. And I would think that the NFL would know that the only reason they need to fill the seats with females is because you filled the seats with effeminacy and you effeminated the sport, and the men started walking away from it. And that's the only reason that these stadiums, not the Brown Stadium, fills out every with 32 games, 33 game losing streak, and we fill the stadium every time, and which is a testament to these Browns fans. They want to have something. They want to have something masculine in their life where they could just forget the family and forget the wife and forget all their responsibilities for just one day, 16 times a year. And that's all we ask. That's all we ask out of the whole world is that you do. I don't care what the whole world does for the rest of the year. I'm not going to argue about it, but that one day where we totally celebrate masculinity, they want to drizzle it with estrogen. And that just God, leave it alone. Enough is enough. And this is in America. This is everywhere. Enough is enough. And that's what they're talking about with Kavanaugh. And that's what they're talking about with Me Too. And the men are starting to wake up, and men are starting to see it like we MGTOWs have been seeing it for years and years now. And we're saying enough is enough. Really. All we want is just a little bit. Just a little bit. And sooner or later, we'll have to take it. It's just because I can't see the future red pill vision. Yeah. So this is my Sunday morning church, and you go your own way, amen. And by the power vested in me, I relieve you of all your sins of the past, and you come into a new awakening, and you can start thinking about things like masculine shit, masculine stuff. You can start thinking about yourself without having to include somebody else in your life that's going to tap off of it. Yeah, Sunday morning church. That's great. One thing. Soon they'll take this away from me, but that's been the modus operandi for YouTube. Is we just say, hey, we want a space. It's just one space where we can be men, and then they take that away for we can see all the censorship over the last year, and then people taking down our stations or our channels where we talk about pertinent subjects. To masculinity, and it's just this whole football thing just got me. If I have to look at that, I'll turn the game off, and I'll listen to it on the radio or something, and I'll enjoy what victories and losses that we get. But it'll just make it. If I have to see pink socks and pink shoes and pink ties and pink banners and pink and just that estrogenic symbolism all over, that you guys can't have this space. We're taking over this space, and the NFL has a real need nowadays and I know they've been plugging women's fanship in the NFL for the whole season now, which I didn't say nothing about. It's just like yeah, but the only reason that you need to fill the seats with women now is because the men aren't showing up because they're so sick of this stuff. They're so sick of someone effeminating their game that one day a week. That one day a week, and I swear they probably made more MGTOWs than anybody else. I swear, the NFL, with every time one of those men see those pink shies or those pink shoes or the pink symbolism out there, they just go like this. It's like it's palms down, and it's just another thing I can't have. It's another thing that toxic masculinity is just, that's what they're saying about it. It's too toxic. You guys can't be masculine. It offends the split V's. Yeah, we can't have that. Just one day a year. That's all I want. Just, one day, 16 times a year, where I don't have to witness that in my life. I have to witness it. I go out and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's on billboards. It's on street signs. I see pink bows, and then everywhere in store windows and everything. That's fine. I can't even buy a food product without having to place some donation into it and the price of it. With that'll have a pink bow coming up soon. That's all going to be around. If I buy sugar, it's going to have a little pink bow on it. All that means is they raised the price 25 cents and charged me 25 more cents for that product. And whether I want to donate, I don't have no choice anymore. I don't have any choice anymore in the matter. And we know that testicular cancer kills more people in the world than breast cancer, and it's funded at the rate of 1/10. It's funded at the rate of 1/10, and that's the hypocrisy in it. If the men came out and they were wearing a tie that resembled sort of like a MGTOW tie. I'd like to see a MGTOW tie or a pair of a set of I don't know what color would you use. You use like I don't know, like green, red, a red tie and this symbolizes. Yeah, I would support that in this masculine sport, but we don't even get that option to support things. Yeah, it's a trickle down gynocentric society where the money that's taken from breast cancer awareness is going to trickle down to yeah. Are you guys sick of this trickle down society where everything trickles down to men gently? It started with Ronald Reagan in the 80s. Oh, we're going to have trickle down, and we're just going to make people so rich that'll trickle. Yeah, well, I've been waiting for it to trickle down for some 30 years here now, and it ain't trickled down. And that's the same thing with trickle down Medicare. We got trickle down, breast cancer awareness. Somehow it'll trickle down and you'll benefit from it. No, we won't. It never happens that way. So I'm not going to make this long today because I'm going to watch a football game, and I'm going to, hey, Dougie. Dougie's mad at me because and it was so symbolic. I'm watching these things. I'm making Dougie's dog food. I make him a pot of dog food out of chicken and everything. And Dougie's he's sitting there and he's mad at me and he's yelling at me, and because his meal isn't done, and he's mad at me because of time, because it takes time for it to cook. And I just thought, wow, that's so much like the world. Somebody's mad at me because of time. And MGTOWs, they're mad at us for a whole reason, because we speak up about this, a whole lot of reasons. We speak up about these things. I'm just, that's all I really wanted to say today, man. Just one day trickle down. Is them pissing on your head and telling you, yeah, trickle down is pissing on my head and telling me that it's raining. Yeah, but we're going to see there's a lot of issues in MGTOW lately. I was looking at this young man. I was looking at a video today of this young man, and he was doing I can't remember what it was. He was doing the, I don't know, like a, he was doing the, 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 he was do the argument to MGTOW is like people are seeing this, and even this guy, and he was saying even this guy sees this, and then his thing was, why aren't he's like, don't hire pretty women at your job, and I was thinking, well, you can't say that because that's such a freaking tell, and but we get these new MGTOWs just coming in and a slightly watered down MGTOW that we have lately, where you're not allowed to speak the truth about things, and you got to slightly water down everything, and you got these tells, and they tell on themselves. It doesn't matter if she's we go, all women are like that. It's a no Walt situation. It's not a no Walt situation. It's not that men are not hiring pretty women because that would be a tell on yourself. You're saying that a pretty woman is not safe in that position, and there, obviously there would be a false accusation in there because she's somehow pretty. No, it's all women, any woman you hire in that situation is generally the Pence rule stands and everything. And there's a lot of things I was thinking about this morning, but I don't want to do. I don't want to do this the false symbolism around the NFL and the NBA and my baseball teams. I even saw seen it in the baseball stands where you know the pink hats that they were wearing and everything. It's like, please just leave something, one thing for us, just one thing for men. And they wonder why the boys are walking away. The men aren't. I was reading an article, and 40% of men do not watch the NFL nowadays. When me and you, Brian Dog, when me and you were growing up, can you imagine that 40% of men were not watching? 50, and it might be up to 60% of men, millennials now, are not watching the NFL. Uh, can you imagine that? Every man watched the NFL. Every single boy wanted to be, you know, that strapping hawk of a man and smash another man on a take an angle on and be a linebacker. It was and when I was young, it was just, yeah, all men. But nowadays, men don't watch sports because it's saturated with the symbolism, the estrogenic symbolism. They don't want to watch those things. They don't want to watch baseball. Baseball is boring. Golf is boring. But football, every man I knew, you couldn't even, if you didn't like football, you would be exercised from the group. You weren't allowed to be, no, man, that ain't even right. But today, 60% of millennials and probably Xers don't watch the sport. And the NFL wonders why they don't watch the sport, as they're saturating you with those symbols all day. And it hurts your head, and you get that everywhere you go, and it hurts your head. And all you wanted to do was sit down for 4 hours, one day, 16 times a year, and be estrogen free. You can't have that, they're saying. You can't have that. But in that defeatism, the MGTOW defeatism, I think I first heard this with Barbarossa. Barbarossa's not a force sports fan. He's like, you know, he's seen the back in the day, and I was like, I thought that was wrong then, not to want to watch a masculine sport, not because they've taken it over. You're going, oh well, I'll just walk away, which is not, no, you're going your own way. You're not walking away from nothing. You can't walk away from anything. It's gonna continue saturating your brain, unless you do what a real MGTOW would do, is you put your chest up and you walk towards it and you say, no, no more. I will have no more of that. I will have no more of that. And that's where MGTOW really makes an effect. That's what we were saying, the men's rights and men's, the manosphere, we're saying about it. We will have no more Me Too false accusation. We'll have no more of that. And unless we say that, you know what happens? You guys know what happened when good men do nothing. Tyranny happens. So this walking away principle is, I don't know where it even started from. You're walking away from your masculine sport because women want to feminate it. No, you say no, no more. Is men going your own way. Your own way might be very callous and very rough and very outspoken. And that's where MGTOW is. You're rough, you're outspoken, you say the truth. You say it in their face. You put your big chest in their face and you say, no, I will not hear that. You're not walking away from nothing. And when I see men do that and cower, all I can think is simps, you weak, effeminated men, when you're walking away and letting them take something that is so important to you. And yeah, they will take everything that is important to you if you let them. So that's about it. I don't think I'm going to go on too long today because I do want to get ready for, in 15 minutes, my sporting event's going to start. No, man, get out there and saturate those pages. When you see those pink ties, you say something about it. Say something MGTOW about it. Don't walk away and cower. Get your big chest, your big MGTOW chest, and put it in their face. And together we all do this. If you want them to keep their hands off your sports, if you want them to keep your hands off their gyms, if you want them to keep your hands off of your meeting places, then don't walk away from them and let them take it. You run towards them like a bull, like a stag, and you put your big MGTOW fist in their face when they say it. There's no walking away in this thing. There's nowhere to walk away to. You're going your own way. That's a simple statement of masculinity. Whatever way that is, I don't really give a... But my way, I like to go to a football game and watch masculine men play football and smash each other in the mouth. I like to watch boxing where masculine... Pretty soon they'll be like, oh, you can't hit in the face in boxing if we keep doing this. Oh, man, that's a violent sport, they'll keep saying. And they're going to keep attacking it, where they're going to effeminate it just a little bit more. And it becomes more palatable to them. Masculinity is important. It's one of the most important things of MGTOW. It's one of the most important things we're going to try to big back here. We're trying to get these men. You know why they created soccer in England? Do you know why they created it? Go look at it. Go look at it one day. They created soccer and they created football because men were too emasculated. So they wanted to give them a contact sport so they can have, and that's the God's honest truth. If you go back into the history of soccer and football was designed to give men a masculine space where they could do all those things that men do. We could tackle, we can fight, we act like men. We don't have to worry about our immense size bothering somebody. And that's all I wanted to say today. The very sport itself was created for masculine purposes because men of the 1400s and through the Victorian ages were dressing like girls. So that's it today, man. That's all I wanted to talk about. I'm going to go watch a football game. I'm going to celebrate the masculinity of men. I'm going to try not to look at all those pink ties out there, and I'm going to speak up about it when I can. And I'm going to put my big fat chest in their face and say, "No, I will have none of that." Because I'm not walking away to nothing. I never run away from anything. I run towards it like a MGTOW. Like a man, and I tackle it, and I'm toxic as hell, and that's being a man. And whoever invented that, well, MGTOW are walking away from something. They're nuts. They're crazy. That's the entryism we see. It's men going your own way, and your way can be very, very, very rough sometimes. My way is right into it. Right into the fray. And that's what I like to see of more MGTOWs rather than this defeatism. Say something. Say something. It's the least amount of effort that you can put in a day when you see these things, when you see these estrogenic symbols. Say something about it and let them know that's not right. Keep your hands off of our masculine spaces. And that's all, MGTOWs. And like always, thanks to each and every one of you guys for coming around. Thanks for listening. MGTOW, man. And thanks most of all, thanks for being MGTOW. MGTOW. You guys have a great day. Get out there and do something masculine. Have a great day. Peace. And all your sins are forgiven. Go your own way, man. Go your own way. Thanks for watching Sunday Church. Y'all have a great day.